there's like Plymouth Long Beach, and you can take your car out and drive all the way down like on the beach, and you literally park on the beach, like on the sand.
You're trying to tell me that in Massachusetts, home of the worst drivers, they let people drive on the beach?
Yes.
How does that happen?
You just get a beach sticker, and
Straight
then
to jail.
no.
A beach sticker? Come
Straight to
on.
jail.
Yes.
How many cars drive into the water? I just know that there's someone,
no.
I just know that there's people trying to walk on the beach, and there's someone tailgating, honking, not using their blanket, and they're just cutting people off on the beach, running over towels and sand castles and
You're walking in the fast lane. Move.
From Maine's cold coast to Connecticut pride, Vermont's green hills take it all in stride. Massachusetts traffic we grip and we grind with a Dunkin' iced coffee and no peace of mind. So New England stands up proud. Chowder thick, we shout it loud. From Fenway Chance to Rhode Island tide, New Hampshire's cry, live free or die. So New England with Ian Brownhill.
Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. Welcome back to episode 80. That's right, 80 of the So New England podcast. You know me. I'm Ian B. I got Vinny Chens with me and my boy RJ hanging out at his crib again, streaming live. If you guys didn't know, RJ is a streamer. You guys should go and check out his work because he is a gameaholic, and he's I don't know, what is it? What's the game you play?
All of them. Yeah.
Call
all
of
them,
Duty,
for sure.
and then what's the other one
Yeah.
where people do the dancing?
Nope, don't do that one.
No, you don't do that one? Okay.
That's just
Well,
your
either way, go
imagination
check
of
out
what I do at home.
Go check out what RJ's up to over there, guys. As you guys know, we search high, we search low. We try our best. And we've got a great one for you today. And we are trying to spare us out a little bit here. We're not just in the Boston area. We are getting north. Our last episode was Vermont, and today we have got someone from Maine. RJ, tell me who our wonderful guest is this evening.
The North remembers.
Oh
wait, no,
gosh.
that's not this show. Wrong episode. My bad. Today's guest does come from the North, and we are in for a treat. Pun intended. She comes here to hit everyone's taste buds right in the mouth. Because although our beloved Mainers do love when they have visitors, they love it even more when you go on home. When you do head up there, bookmark this page because you don't want to leave hungry. With her over 100,000 followers, she joins the pod today to spill the tea on Maine's food and hospitality. As always, we welcome the lovely, amazing Jordan Brocklesby, a.k.a. Plates of Portland, Maine.
That was magical. That is the coolest. I need that like in my bio immediately. Thank you.
We got
RJ.
you. I got
We
to
can have it translated.
These.
You just have to put TM So New England Podcast, aka RJ, underneath it, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, just straight RJ. Thank you.
Amazing. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, no, I'm so pumped about this. I think this is my first podcast ever. So big deal. Super excited.
Wow, we are honored, and it's a big 80 for us. We're trying to get to that big 100, and 80 is pretty good. We're rolling here. So congratulations on being the 80 and your first podcast. We're very honored.
know. Talk about a double whammy. I'm pumped.
Amazing. All right, so let's get into this, Jordan. How did you end up where you are right now, and where did the inspiration come from to specifically be making content in the Portland, Maine area?
Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit of a long-winded answer because
We love
growing up,
long-winded.
yeah, that's me. You guys picked the right person. So I grew up in South Shore, Massachusetts. So I'm not originally from Maine. I grew up in Plymouth, which is America's hometown. Shout out to the Plymouth Rock. Grew up in Plymouth, Mass. Always loved food. That's just always been something that I love, and it's been a really big part of my life. And my family were always going out to eat growing up. Went to college, so I started at Merrimack College, which is in North Andover. So kind of got a little bit of the North Shore feel. Then I went to Clemson College, Clemson University. So transferred there in South Carolina. My goal was to be a news reporter. So I was a communication major, thought I was going to be a news reporter, wanted to go to Clemson to be part of like the sports communication program. Went there. I worked with the Clemson football team, decided that I hated it my senior year. It just wasn't for me. Not the Clemson football team. They were in their prime back then. That's when they won the national championship, just saying. But I was doing
you're the good
whole,
luck charm.
yeah, like, come on. But yeah, so I was journalism major, but I also like minored in digital communication. So like branding specifically. So when I was graduating, of course, it was COVID. I graduated in 2020. So I went back to New England and I was really struggling to get a job as everyone else was. I wanted to do something in marketing. I always had an interest in social media, just being who I am. I really like to be like creative and artsy and take photos and all that fun stuff. So I was kind of looking for a creative outlet that would give me a competitive edge of some sort to get myself in the marketing industry as a whole. And then I was just quite literally scrolling on my phone one day and I noticed I just had so many photos of food. And I was like, I feel like I should do something with this. I don't know quite what. So eventually I just like kind of made an Instagram account and it was called Phone Eats First. So completely different than what it is now. It was literally just me trying to like make cool things in my house during COVID and posting them on Instagram. I'm not a baker. I'm not a chef. Like Laura knows what I was doing because it was just, it was a time. Like there's been a lot of growth and development. So that kind of got me started there. I moved to Boston. I got a job as just like an office manager for a company. So I moved to Boston, lived with my friends in Dorchester for a year or so. But again, it was COVID. Not too many opportunities were arising. I kept posting and I was like under 10,000 followers, but I thought like, wow, this is going to be something. Like, I just know it. Like, it's going to be something. Like, I got to just keep rolling with it. And then, my fiance, so I met him at Merrimack College, but my fiance, he is born and raised Mainer. And his career and where that took him is he wanted to go back to Maine. And at first I was like, absolutely not. Like I love Massachusetts. I love living in Boston. I felt like I didn't really get that Boston experience quite yet. So he moved to Maine for a few months and I was just kind of like scouting out the scene of, you know, what did I want to do? I went and visited him like in the Portland area for so long, going back and forth, doing like that middle distance thing. And then I just decided eventually to move. I got a job at LL Bean, doing content strategy with them in the marketing world. And I was like, okay, dream job. That sounds amazing. Like I'm going to move here, live with my fiance. And then since then, like I was doing the Boston food scene and I was like, well, what if I try doing Portland? So I created a TikTok and just called it Plates of Portland because at that point in Boston, I was just under Jordan's plate. So from Jordan's plate, I was like, how can I switch that to like a Portland thing? And Plates of Portland just kind of clicked in my head. So I did that. The rest is history. And again, I know you said
awesome.
Like the word vomit, but there you go. Like it's definitely long. There's multiple different steps as to like how it came together, but that's pretty much
food, love, growth. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like there was there's a concise like storyline here that kind of led you exactly where you needed to go from a creative aspect. It's like you're not necessarily, you know, a news reporter, but you stayed in the communication aspects of things with social media, and you're capitalizing on what a lot of people your age and you know, in general, people who are online are doing is they're taking their passion and their interests and things that they think are like, oh, this is something I might be interested in. And then you're going and doing it yourself. So that's an incredibly fun story. I love that. And are you still at LL Bean?
No.
Or are you okay? So you're a full-time content creator.
Recent development. So I just quit my job in February at LL Bean. So I was there for 4 years. And now I do content creation, but I also just like opened a social media content creation agency.
Perfect.
That I also
go.
Yeah.
As you should.
There it is. That deserves the horn right there. Good for you.
Guys, we're showing our age with these horns. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
No, I'm obsessed.
Upgrade them to more modern horns.
Keep going, please.
That's so cool because I feel like, and Ian, correct me if I'm wrong, I think since we started this podcast, we've had about half a dozen, maybe a few more people come on and almost like announce that. I know that wasn't your general announcement, but like February was only a couple weeks ago. That's fairly new. That's fresh. Yeah,
no, it's definitely fresh. It's been in development, or I've thought about doing this for probably over a year. I think it's really scary taking the leap when I had such a great corporate job that I loved. And I thought that I was going to stay there forever. And I felt like I learned so much about the marketing world and made so many great connections. But I think I really just took all of that knowledge, especially in the strategy side, where I knew nothing about going into the LO Bean job, and really try to put it into this agency. I think it just helped me like prepare, and just felt like the right time to finally launch this and just kind of go for it. So I'm super pumped about it. Knock on wood, hopefully it goes well. So far so good, but there's a lot that comes with just opening a business. So we got a lot of work to do.
Kudos to you. Good for you.
But that also is like a natural transition for a lot of people. So
yeah,
we have a very good friend here. Her name is Laura. Her Instagram handle is Buns and Bites. And she is like the primary food girl for the Rhode Island scene. And she's been dabbling in like Boston recently and whatnot. But she is someone that is very similar to your story, where there is like a hyper demographic that is like solely focused on like a particular region that can talk about the food thing. But then she also transitioned and started a social strategy company. And I think that for a lot of creators, what happens is you go into these businesses, and we do have quite a few small businesses that we've had on here and do listen. And they are also kind of feeling stuck, where they're like, I have a phone, it's free. We don't have like a marketing budget. I can't go hire a marketing manager. Like, what do I do? And a lot of influencers like yourself have taken the step to say, all right, you don't want like a huge corporation that's going to be, $50,000 to $100,000 a month, but I'm someone who understands the ins and out of the business, that can help you strategize, that can help you do all of these things. And I think that that's a really great transition for a lot of creators as to how to not only subsidize income, but to show versatility and grow as yourself as a creator between networking and working with people. So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
I tried to do the same, but I've landed on more of a creative strategist and less of a actual having an agency thing, just because I'm too afraid to have anyone work like with or for me or rely on an income because of me. Ask these guys, it's already anxiety enough just with the podcast.
Terrible boss.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I mean, I'm a one-man band at this point.
Right.
Like, it's just me, myself, and I. So I think that's also something that I'm trying to figure out is how many clients can I actually handle? To me, I'm really much like a yes girl, and I've always had multiple jobs. Like, especially when I was working at LL Bean, I was doing Plates of Portland on the side. So I feel like I definitely know what it's like to be in a constant cycle of work, like working and hustling and trying to just like do my best. So I think this will be really interesting now that I have more time and opportunities that I could potentially take on. But it's definitely a challenge. And I think in the future, I would love to hire people to work with me, but one step at a time, just trying to learn, like baby steps, just seeing what I can handle and just kind of like going from there, quite honestly.
Amazing. And now just so while we're on the subject, are you strictly doing your social media marketing company out of Portland area only, or like what's your demographic for anyone that's listening from the Maine area in case they're looking for assistance in that realm?
Yeah, I would say definitely for more like hands-on social media clients, it's definitely around the Portland area and Cumberland County for all the Mainers who know Cumberland County. However, if there's like content shoots, I've also been trying to do some weddings. So wedding content creation is a really big thing nowadays. And that kind of spans throughout New England, Maine, depending on like where the wedding is and travel fees and all that fun stuff. But that's a little bit more expanded across New England.
Fellas, let me talk to you for a second, man. Look, it's 2026 and you're not feeling like yourself lately. I get it, but it's time to do something about it. You got low energy, you're having bad workouts, you can't seem to focus. You are not alone. And trying to figure it out in today's medical world, hell, it can feel like a total hamster wheel. That's why we at the So New England podcast are wicked excited to be partnering with Game Day Men's Health. Now, here's a few fun facts. Your initial consult and lab work are completely free. And most of the results are done right in-house in about 15, 20 minutes. It's a medical office built specifically for men with licensed professionals who actually give a damn and explain what's going on so that they can create a real game plan for you. They offer testosterone optimization, peptides, yes, there it is, buzzword from socials. I know you're seeing it everywhere, peptides, ED solutions, because fellas, fellas. There ain't no shame in the game, baby, and more. All completely personalized to you, which was me and the fellas' favorite part. Check out one of their locations in Garden City, Cranston, or Wayland Square right in Providence. Quick, easy, professional, and we cannot recommend them enough. Check out the video on our socials of our personal experience if you'd like, so you can kind of see what it looks like firsthand. Because me and the fellas, we all got our blood work done, and we're now all on our own customized plan right from Game Days Men's Health. So what are you waiting for? Take control of your health today, boys. GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. So, Jordan, what I want to specifically start to converse about here is let's talk about the food scene in Portland. We're Rhode Island guys, you know, we're heavy on the Italian food. We're heavy in the world of coffee, milks, and awful waffles and 3 all the way hot wieners. But although I have gone into Portland a few times, I'm trying to remember what I've eaten, but it's always been very good. So, like, bring us full circle here. Like, what is the food scene like? What is there to enjoy? Do you have some favorites? Let's talk about it.
Oh my gosh, I could talk about this for days. However, I do want to just like preface and set the scene that Maine lobster is obviously a huge thing. I've heard you guys talk about it. I've heard you, maybe not Maine specifically, but I've heard you guys talk about the lobster roll discussion. We can get into that.
Yes.
Oh, we are. We
Don't think you get to get away from that one, Jordan.
Yeah.
But to me, the biggest thing about Portland is that it's so much more than just lobster roll shacks. Quite honestly, I feel like it's really eclectic. There's so much more that meets the eye. Like when you think of Portland, I feel like a lot of people think of seafood. And don't get me wrong, it has some of the best seafood and like high quality, high end seafood restaurants. But there's so much more to Portland that I think is so interesting to me that I had no idea about until I moved here and really like explored the food scene. And that's like the whole fun of it is I've been doing this for about 3 years in Portland specifically. And there are so many restaurants I still haven't been to. So even though like people think Portland is so small, you walk outside the door and there's like 10 different places to eat. So I think there's definitely a wide variety and just really like high quality restaurants that are owned by so many great, lovely locals. So that's a huge part of why I love Portland so much. And yeah, like, I don't know if there's anything specific you want me to say, but I do have a list of like restaurants that I love and dishes that I love, but it's really hard to beat in my opinion. Like that's a hard sell, but.
Well, let's do it this way. Why don't you walk us through like different types of food genres, so to speak, like the Italian food, the seafood, anything that is, you know, Americanized food, whatever it is. And let's kind of talk about that footprint in Portland and what that looks like. And maybe some of the restaurants that you'd recommend if you wanted to try certain dishes, anything like that.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So I guess we can start with, let me think. We can do, honestly, underrated. There's some really great like Mexican and taco spots in Portland specifically. I don't know where you guys have been in Portland, but Terra Lingua has the one best outdoor seating ever. And they have like actual like barbecue style tacos and they're phenomenal. I also love Bird & Co. for this instance. They have like really great taco options. And it's just like fun neighborhood vibes, essentially. Something else that I think is underrated is definitely the bakery scene in Portland too. There are so many fantastic spots. There's Bread and Friends, Standard Baking Co. Tandem has the best butter and jam biscuit on earth. It's like my favorite bite in all of Portland. Don't know if you guys are
butter and jam.
Butter and jam biscuit. What's the jam?
Like that?
Like
it's
what's on the
rotating,
like a jelly
seasonal.
jam?
Yeah,
just seasonal jams.
It's like a strawberry jam sometimes. Other times it's peach. It's really like what's in season of that month. So it's just honestly fantastic.
I
it's
love
so
that.
good.
That
sounds delicious. What about like if you were going to recommend someone who's never been to? All right, so I'm in Boston. Someone tells me to go to Portland, Maine. Walk me through like what a day would be that could really encompass and embody like what Portland really speaks about. Do we go to are we going shopping? Are we going to a brew house? Or is there somewhere along like water sides or alleyways or anything like that? Like this is the best way to experience it in like its fullest effect. Give me 24 hours in Portland.
24 hours. Okay. You're going to wake up with a smile on your face, but no, you're going to wake up and you're going to head to a bakery. So especially if you're visiting for the first time, I definitely recommend probably Bread and Friends, because you can go in and sit and you can have either pastries or brunch style. So it's super fun. There's so many options to choose from, but you're going to have like a really good breakfast. Then you're going to be right in like downtown Portland, which is just amazing. We're going to pretend it's like a beautiful sunny day. And to me, I love like the thrifting in antique stores. There's a ton throughout like Portland Old Port, and then all through like Exchange Streets, etc. Next, something that I think is really fun, but I still do this even though I'm like no longer a tourist per se. But I really like doing the like sailboat cruises, especially on a really nice day. There are some really cool like sailboat options where you can do like a wine and oyster tasting on the boat itself. So that's
wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's like
It's
quintessential.
not like a duck boat. It doesn't like the sailboats don't come out of the water and drive through the streets of Portland, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
It's a normal boat.
I mean, I don't know. I just thought maybe it's duck boat.
I can't hate on the duck boats though.
It's not like a bear.
Boats. That's a staple to Boston. But no, these are definitely more like elevated. You can do like the wine oyster sail pairings. So I would kind of hop on one of those. You do that for like a little hour or two. You see all the different lighthouses. If you wanted to go a little bit outside of Portland, I always bring my friends to Portland Headlight. I actually took my engagement photos there too, just because it's like the most photographed lighthouse in all, I think, in the world. That might be a little dramatic of me to say.
That's
but
a hot take.
No, I might have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the
We
most.
got a guy, Vin. Look that up. What is the most photographed lighthouse in all of the world?
It sounds about right. It's in New England. It's in beautiful Maine. That sounds about right.
Like quintessential.
And what is the name of it?
Vin, come on. Let's go, dude.
He's doing it.
Okay.
Your mic's off.
Yeah, Portland Headlight. You're right.
Portland Headlight, most photographed.
Period.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a hot take. I love that.
Hot take. Boom.
And that's where you got your
wait
engagement
for
photos.
the comments on that one. No, it's not. The world, are you serious? Sorry. I'm done.
Sorry.
You're
Moving
handling
on.
this well, RJ.
So for lunch, you want to go to two options. You can either go to Lil Chippy and get the best chicken sandwich ever, which is really funny because they're a fish and chip like shop. Like, I don't know if they're like actually known for their chicken sandwich, but it is phenomenal. So you can either go to Little Chippy or I actually just went there today. It's called the Luncheonette. And according to Eater, they are one of the best new restaurants to check out in America. And I know that I know that's a fact because I did a whole video on it today. And they're fantastic, super cozy, like really cute vibes. They're owned by husband and wife duo, so super sweet. Once you get lunch, something that also could be fun. I know this is probably like the never-ending day, but if you want to do something fun before dinner, you can definitely brewery hop. So there's one street that basically has like 4 or 5 breweries. They have Apres Seltzer, so a whole place just dedicated to trying different seltzers. Super fun, like upbeat, very neighborhood vibes again. And then for dinner, 4th Street, my favorite restaurant in Portland, or probably the best meal I've ever had was at 4th Street, I will say. It was like my
best meal you've ever had.
Yeah.
And you went to Clemson, so you're not just speaking as someone who's only been to New England for their cuisine. You have traveled a little bit.
New England cuisine is superior. Listen, I left Clemson
Period.
And they have period. They had great barbecue, but other than that, I kind of falls like the food scene kind of fell flat to me a little bit. I got more into food and like trying new foods, of course, when I was like doing the food page and really like experiencing different cuisines. So I could be maybe a little biased, but even when we travel, my fiance and I always think that we can get better food at home in the Portland area.
Absolutely.
It's that.
And what was the name of
feel.
it? The best meal you've ever had. What was the name of the restaurant?
4th Street.
What was the meal? That's what I want to know. What did you have?
That's a great question. So, I mean, good meals always start out with bread and butter. I'm a carb girl. If you guys will know anything about me, I love my carbs. So bread and butter.
Never
always.
be afraid of the carbs. Love that.
Yeah. I believe I had some oysters, which again, quintessential Maine, super fresh. Although I feel like oysters are really like New England-esque. I feel like
Yeah,
anywhere in New England, you
absolutely.
get like pretty strong oyster options. But they're like a fine dining restaurant, and I think like the vibes were just so high. I took the day off of work for my birthday, so I was just like so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to like this fine dining restaurant, the best day ever!" But
You
then,
gotta romanticize your life.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's what my page is really about. Is like romanticizing my life along with like my New England, Maine specifically adventures. So that's kind of like the core of what I do and kind of who I am as a person. But to go back to the meal, steak, it was definitely a steak dish because steak is also one of my favorite meals. I feel like the more I'm going to be talking about food, I'm just going to be like, oh, that's my favorite and that's my favorite. Because something about me is I just like a little bit of everything.
It's
Like-
whatever's in front of you or on your mind
Yeah.
right now is your favorite. Hell yeah. Love
This
that.
is why we
I
started to
don't
have,
know,
we had to
so
keep RJ at home because what happens is whenever we have food influencers on, he gets too hungry to keep in studio. We need to keep
Yeah.
him at his house where he can cook right away after.
We had to buy another mic for the studio because I accidentally bit into it thinking it was 3 all the way.
Well, did it taste good?
As soon as I bit into it, I was like, nope, not a hot wiener. This is not good.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, that's
well,
great.
so I think
Great day.
the
Great
one thing
day.
that I would love to kind of get your perspective on here is that I do think that Portland, Maine specifically is a region, an area, a part of Maine that is a little bit not misunderstood, but it's something that someone who's not from New England would be kind of maybe culturally shocked by, because the outside perspective of Maine is like the woods. It's like, you know, for lack of better terminology here, let's say it's like, it's very rednecky, you know, woods, not a lot going on. People hunt, they, you know, fish, the lobsters, and it's more like shacks on the side of the highway and less of like this, you know, food hub, this cultural spot that has a lot of great liberal feel to it, where there's a lot of cool restaurants coming up, young folks who own. So if you don't mind, can you kind of give like the vibe, at least in your personal opinion and perspective, about like the Portland vibe as a whole in comparison to Maine as a state?
Yeah, I think that's so interesting because when my fiance moved back to Maine and he wanted me to move with him, I was like, oh, I'm moving to the middle of nowhere. I was like, what? Like, I don't want to go there. I'm so used to suburb and city life. Portland is so quaint. Like, to me, like when I think about Portland, I think about the cobblestone streets. I think about like living by the water. I think about all the different like bakeries and local mom and pop shops, restaurants. I feel like there's just so much more to, I don't know, it's not woodsy to me. Like, obviously, there are some parts of Maine in general that are woodsy. And I feel like what I will say is I have become way more adventurous in terms of activities that I partake in. Like, I feel like you couldn't catch me dead in a kayak in Massachusetts for some reason. Like, on the South Shore just like wasn't my vibe. But here, I feel like everyone
Probably just the water quality as a whole in Massachusetts, but maybe we won't go that far.
No,
you
like,
don't really want to go,
the-
kayaking in
Still
the
lingering.
Boston Harbor.
yeah,
Fermenting.
I have drinking the Maine Kool-Aid per se. That's like a big thing in Clemson. They're like, oh, you drink the Clemson Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid here for sure. I've learned to ski while I was here. That's been a whole challenge in itself. So I think there's definitely outdoor elements that are still and always will be attached to Maine, but it's not as much like woodsy. Like, I think there's a lot of art and culture and diversity within Portland, Maine itself that I think is so beautiful and unique to Maine in general.
Right. And it's not too far from Boston, right? It's like Portland's really just over the state line there from New Hampshire. It's how far from Boston? Like maybe
It's 2 hours.
Okay, so it's 2 hours from the city. So all things considered, Maine is like a massive state. I think that's also significantly underrated. So like if you're going, like what's the more northern point? Like Bar Harbor maybe that people would go and visit. That's like in 4 hours from Boston, right? Like that's way up there.
Super far. Yeah,
Right.
Bar Harbor is definitely way up there, which is, again, Bar Harbor itself is another quaint, really cute town. It's not, obviously it's woodsy because there's Acadia National Park. So you do a lot of hiking, but there's so many cute little like lobster shacks there specifically. I feel like that's a big like tourism area. but Portland is way more south, along with like southern Maine is like the Gunkwit, York, Maine area, and they really like pride themselves on great food as well. Those regions.
Love that. And how about like the vibes? Like for Portland, is it younger? Is it older? Is it a good mix of the two? Do you feel like it's kind of, I don't know if I want to say gentrified, but do you feel like it's got a more modern feel
I think
for
it's
like for a state? It's like kind of expanding in that capacity?
I think it's definitely getting there. Like my fiance and I always say it's just like a really smaller version of Boston. So I feel like it's going to catch up, maybe not in size. And, you know, Boston's a whole different beast. But I feel like Portland is slowly trying to catch up in specific ways of like vibe, diversity, bringing a younger generation to the city. But right now, I would still say we're very like behind in that sense in a way. There's definitely more younger people coming, but at a slower rate.
Yeah. I was going to say, this was a random post. I don't know how accurate it was, but it was every state and the percentage of growth that it had over the last like year or 2 years or something like that. And New England, with the exception of Maine, all were in the negative, like they're losing people. And a lot of people are going more south to like the Texas area was a big one. But Maine was in the positive. So I think that says a lot about Maine's character because a lot of people are trying to find affordable places to live, not to get all like political and all that jazz. But, and I can't imagine that the nice quaint towns in Maine are quiet enough where people are like, you know what, I'll deal with the cold. I just want it quiet and affordable. So that's something that, based on what you were saying, is probably pretty accurate. People are coming to Maine. The Homelanders might not like it, but they're coming.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's so true. I feel like New England and I feel like Maine is kind of trending or has been trending for a few years now. I feel like it's just been kind of blowing up on social media. I could be biased because I feel like obviously I do so much research with like Maine restaurants and locations that my whole feed is just a bunch of different like Maine places to go. But to me personally, I feel like it's on the rise and people are like discovering it way more than they used to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, the businesses that you are working with, and you've had the experience of interacting with the owners, of course, are they local to like New England or Maine, or are these people who are coming from like New York, Boston, California, or more like food hubs and bringing in these restaurants and different styles to the area?
It's definitely a mix. I feel like there's so much diversity within even the people that I work with. Some have been locals and have grown up here and have grown up with their businesses. They could be generational businesses that have been handed down to them. Others have moved from different towns and states and have seen opportunity to shed light on their cuisines and food because they think it was lacking in the city. Like Salvatore's is a hoagie shop, and they thought that the like traditional like Philly, New Jersey style hoagies was missing. So they decided to open up their own like sub hoagie and pizza shop, and it's phenomenal. I feel like it's such a great addition to Portland. And although they didn't grow up here, they have so much heart and pride into what they do. And I feel like that's just like embodies what Portland, Maine food scene is to me. So I think that part is really cool.
Very cool. Agreed. Now, have you traveled all the New England states before, and have you had food in all the states around here?
Yes and no. I feel like the one I haven't really dove into much is Connecticut, which seems to be a theme with your guests. I feel like everyone always like
we're just we're bullies over here. We are like the Connecticut bullies, and I think I'm gonna do this reluctantly here, but I think I just want to say, Connecticut, we do love you. You're like, you know, our little brother, little sister. That's why we pick on you so much. And also, for those of you who over-identify with your state, go touch grass, relax a little bit. Okay, it's just a joke. But
you get a lot of those
that being said,
fights in the comments. Those are the best.
Yeah, lots of fights in the comments about it. But
you're really offending Connecticut. We're just teasing. Watch a couple more episodes. It's just a joke.
Yeah, so
the cuisine that you have had, do you have like favorites in the states of, you know, in the other states that you've been to, or anything that you're like, Maine takes, I would say the cake, but let's say Maine takes the lobster on?
Well, yeah, Maine obviously takes the lobster run for me. Like that's just a no-brainer. I will have to say for my lobster roll, how I prefer it, and I don't know what style this is, but the bun has to be toasted. Like that's a given. Bun has to be toasted. But I
Deal.
think this is where Ian, we may differ because I think you said you liked a warm lobster roll, which
Always.
I can't. I don't know. I can't. But I like a cold lobster with warm butter. So like drop the mayo. I don't need the mayo, but you need like cold lobster with warm butter. I don't know what it's like so
That might be a first. Cold lobster with warm butter, though.
yeah.
But not. So you're saying no mayonnaise.
You can
So
do
you
a
want
little bit.
everything hot on your lobster roll except the lobster.
Yeah, so it like tastes fresh that way. And sometimes I feel like the lobster tastes too fishy when it's cooked. Or warm or served warm, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, here's the difference. I am in Rhode Island, so we do get lobsters, but yeah. Maine is the spot. Are you personally fishing for your lobster yourself? Is that what's happening here? Is that why you're getting the fishy taste? I'm wondering. Because this is, now that I'm picturing this, I cannot wrap my head around how you would want the cold meat on a hot bun smothered in hot butter. It sounds yummy, but like also it's
it
cold.
sounds yummy
That
'cause
doesn't hurt your teeth?
No, like I can't describe it. Like, when you have raw salmon, right? Like you're going out for sushi and
Yes.
you have raw salmon and then you have cooked salmon. Cooked salmon tastes a little too salmony. Like it tastes a little too fishy.
I hate
This was a great episode, guys. Let's just wrap this up.
That was
crazy.
such a great comparison. That was like, people usually don't get through to me that quickly, and you did. That makes perfect sense because I will eat salmon sushi all day long. But I cook sushi, I'm like, it does have a fishier taste.
That's what I'm
Holy
getting
smokes.
at. Not that trust me, I'll eat a warm lobster. I'll eat pretty much anything that's put on my plate. Like, let's be clear on that. But if you were asking my personal preference, I would want like a colder, like more fresh tasting lobster than like an overcooked, warm, fishy tasting sandwich.
And is there a restaurant in Maine that does it that style?
Yes. McClune's in South Thomaston, best lobster roll. Again, I'm dropping all the hot takes here, sorry, but
No, that's it. Give us the hot takes.
yeah, McClune's is definitely my favorite.
McClune's.
Yeah, they're
It's like a
they're
happy
way up
medium.
there though. That's like way past Portland. Like my fiance and I took a road trip specifically to try it because I kept seeing so many things on it, and obviously a huge part of the job is research. Like you need to know what spots to go to and what spots you think will do well and that your followers want to see. And I feel like so many people were talking about it that we just like took a Sunday and we're like, let's just do a Sunday drive and go try it out.
Wow.
It was so good. Yeah.
This was like, I think I might have to go up there and do this. And I'll let you know, Rhode Islanders don't travel. So that is like,
Rhode Islanders don't travel.
I mean, we really don't. We don't. Like, I mean, I'm in the middle of the state, and where we film our podcast here in Providence is like a solid 20-minute drive. Most people would not do it. They'd be like, I'm not going up to the city. We literally say up to the city.
Yeah,
We're
bring
only
it
20
back.
minutes down the road. It is pretty wild.
I think because I'm from Massachusetts and like my whole family and all my friends are there, like I think anything less than an hour drive is not like a blink. Like I'm like, oh, it's less than an hour. Like that's so easy. Just because I go back and forth so often to visit my family, which is like 3.5 hours, give some Cape Cod mass traffic 4 hours. Like it's just so crazy that I think anything under an hour, I'm like, yeah, that's totally fine. Let's do it.
That is wild. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a Rhode Island thing. We just don't. I mean,
gotta pack a bag.
That's like the two things. Like people who don't leave Rhode Island think everything is like way too far. And then ironically, if you do travel and you like go to other parts of the world, you will almost always run into someone who is from Rhode Island. It's a very weird, I don't know what it is, but it's like we find each other.
Conundrum.
It's a weird conundrum.
What would you say was the hardest thing to learn growing up?
Probably learning how to like use, save, or spend money.
You legit worked in banking, did you not?
You're welcome.
Are you still with Dime Bank or are you too Hollywood now?
Okay, rude, but yes, I am.
Imagine your followers finding out you're with a Connecticut-based bank.
Okay, first of all, they have a branch in Wesley, Rhode Island, which is where we grew up. So really, that's brownie points because I'm sticking to my roots. Second, I think everyone would appreciate that I'm with a bank that knows and understands their community. Their tagline is legit, community banking lives here.
Hey, I'm not asking you to sell me on it. I've been banking with them for years, and they know me on a first-name basis. I'm just saying I'm surprised is all. I can see the headlines now. Mr. Anti-Connecticut actually banks with local community bank?
Okay, you know what? Follow along with me here. They're FDIC insured, equal housing lenders, wicked friendly. They take care of all my personal needs, have expansive products to help all my businesses, offer lending across the board, merchant services. What more could I possibly want or need? And you know that I secretly like Connecticut, so...
Oh, I hope you heard that, folks. Dime Bank is the reason Ian loves Connecticut.
Okay, you're ridiculous. Funny story, though. You know how they have like the mobile app with like banking, Lifesaver, you can do all the deposits. Have you tried to teach your mom how to do the mobile deposit yet? I was teaching my mom how to do it, and she takes a selfie instead of the check. Visit dimebank.com to learn more. So my next question for you about the food scene specifically in Maine as a whole. Is there food that you believe is missing in Maine? An opportunity for some from new influence of different cuisine that could definitely be good in the Portland, Maine area.
Do I even want to open this can of worms? To me, something
Peel it back.
Okay, maybe this answers a different question, but because I'm from South Shore, Mainers don't understand what bar pizza is. And I think that is just the most fascinating thing on the planet because bar pizza is like, South Shore is the capital of bar pizza. Like, it's like a whole, I can't even explain it. Like, I'm getting a loss for words now, but there's no such thing as like bar pizza in Maine. And that was like a staple that I grew up on. Like, there's so many great places that have it. And when I'm trying to explain it to like my future in-laws, they like can't wrap their head around how it's different than normal pizza. So that's for one. Then I'm like, I'm just so confused about that. And then, this is so random. And we do have this in Maine, but something that is really good in South Shore, Massachusetts, specifically Plymouth, Massachusetts area, are the acai bowls. I don't know why.
Okay.
They're like homemade acai bowls. There's two places. There's Vela Juice Bar in Plymouth. Shout out to them. And then there's Blended Berry. They're phenomenal. Like, they are the best acai bowls that I've ever had. And granted, like, Maine has some great spots, but for me, when I go home to Plymouth and my mom and sister are like, okay, where do you want to go? I want to get an acai bowl and I want to get a bar pizza. That's like my two that I don't have here. Like, it's tough out here.
The acai bowl is definitely a first, for sure. Because we never
I do love acai bowls.
No,
yeah,
that's good though.
I go to a chain. I go to Playa Bowls.
No.
They're very good though. So
Listen.
if you can do better than that, I'm going to be very happy camper because they do very good. Those things are way too expensive. It's like $15 because I have to tip. You know what I mean? So it's like $15 for a single bowl. I'm like, I don't know who I think I am to be spending this kind of money, but it is so good every time. So if you're saying that isn't good and yours is that much better, I might go up to Plymouth. I haven't seen The Rock in a while anyway, so I'd like to go give it a kiss.
That's good.
For my ancestors.
That'll get you sick. That's so funny you bring that up too, because there's where I work, we get food trucks. So when we go out to lunch, we can pick the food trucks that we want that show up. And this particular winter-ish, a new truck came and it was an acai food bowl truck. And we were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I've never had them up until this point. So I get one every Wednesday now. And that's my like Wednesday splurge. And I'm like really close with the people there. They're just super cool. And like it's a whole vibe, especially in the winter when you're like, this is cold and I'm standing outside waiting for it in the cold because it's not inside. But it's a whole vibe. They're super cool. And it's so funny you say that because I've been eating acai bowls every Wednesday now for like 5 months. They're delicious though. They're so good. Ty Delicioso out of Norwich, I think. There's a Connecticut thing for you. It's a food truck though, so.
Yeah.
Battle of the Acai's here.
Speaking of food trucks, I think Portland specifically has an incredible food truck scene, which is...
Excuse me. I was just about to ask that.
Food trucks are so underrated.
Food trucks are really popular in Portland, and they always partner with like the breweries, that whole strip that I was kind of talking about. There's like Austin Street,
Oh,
Allegat.
it's genius.
Yeah, it's so cool. There's one in particular that is probably my favorite. I love sushi, which is probably why I spit out that sushi reference so well. It's called Great Wave Sushi. The owner's amazing. He's like the coolest dude ever. But he makes these sushi towers and he does like really cool things with the sushi. So sometimes he'll have like sushi pizza specials, sushi burgers, and really just gets creative and fun with it. That's really awesome and amazing. But I genuinely just think his sushi quality is just excellent. He has like in the winter, which is a really smart business idea, he does like sushi making classes in the winter. So
That's
my
cool.
fiance and I did one. And just the sushi that he brought was so fresh. And the way he explained things, I think to me, like if I get to know someone and their knowledge and passion behind what they do, I immediately am just a huge fan. Maybe that's just like me being a people person. But to see like how much passion and joy and just expertise, I was like, that guy knows what's up. Like he knows good sushi. And I think my fiance drank the Kool-Aid too, because every time he's like, yeah, he knows what's up. That guy knows.
This is a great segue. I would love to actually kind of hear what your criteria is when you go into a restaurant, whether that is like quality, experience, the staff, the energy, the ambiance. Like, how do you personally like experience a restaurant? Right. Because I think that what is so fascinating about the social media world when it comes to food bloggers, vloggers, influencers, et cetera, is you guys have become such a vocal point for not only the restaurants to earn business, but like, you know, maybe I'm on the cusp of it as a millennial, but my generation and younger, like you guys, it's like, that's where you go is Instagram or TikTok to find out about a restaurant. You don't go to Yelp like the boomers, you know? So like, what is your criteria for how you like rate your restaurants? And if you're like, this place was terrible, but the food was good, is it still an A+ for you? Or is it like,
Yeah, so I've never done like a grading system. To me, how I always have viewed like how I run my page in general is really just based off of like positive experience. If I had a negative experience, I don't post about it or talk about it. But in general, like to have a positive experience, there are certain things that I look for. So first of all is aesthetic, which is just like, if you're going to be Instagram or TikToking and making videos, like if something looks good, automatically it's going to draw people in. It's going to draw me in. Like I'm trying to think of like, how would I want to see something come up on Instagram and be like, wow, like I need to go there immediately. It's just how it looks. Like I feel like right off the bat, how it looks. So, and that can just be restaurant in general. Does it have a cool aesthetic? Does it have something that's unique about it that you don't typically see every day? Or does the food just look that good? Or is it something super creative? So it kind of goes off of looks, then taste. And also like if it's accredited. So like today I went to Luncheonette because Eater mentioned that it's one of the best new restaurants in America. So I follow all of like the different pages, Eater, Food and Wine, New York Times, kind of do that research before going into a place to see if it's legit. Maybe that's a little bit of like boomer than me just like going on Instagram, but I like somewhere that's well researched and like well acclaimed. And also just the taste. Like if something doesn't look the best, but it tastes good and I want people to know about it, obviously I'm going to share it. I haven't been to like, some places are of course like really beautiful, but there are other places that just like put their heart and soul into it and the food actually tastes good. So I love to bring like my followers along that journey. There just has to be something that's unique or really stands out to me to want to post it. Like you can't just like walk into like an average restaurant and expect something to like blow up overnight. Essentially, there has to be like a wow factor or in social media terms, a hook to really like bring an engaged audience in.
amazing. I love that. I feel like we did cut you off on those other questions about eating in the other states. I don't know if we ever got to it. Did you? So you said Connecticut was the one place you hadn't had much experience. How about Rhode Island, Mass, Vermont, New Hampshire?
Okay. Rhode Island, again, I haven't had too much experience in Rhode Island, which is kind of shocking because like I'm from Plymouth, so it's really not that far. But I feel like And again, I've watched the pod. I feel like I'm well researched. I have been to Newport a bunch of times, and you don't love the Newport food scene. So to that, I think there are some like great places. You get fresh seafood. I really go to Newport for the vibes. Like the coastal, I really like a coastal town. And I feel like Newport, that's what you're going to get. I don't think I had anything there that I was like, wow, that was like the best meal I've ever had. So Rhode Island, I don't have too much experience in. I would love to try the Providence food scene. I feel like there's so many creators. Like you were saying, your friend Laura, her name's Laura, right? Yeah.
Yes, Laura. Yep.
Yes, Laura, she does a really good job. Like she always highlights some really great like Providence local spots that I just like haven't discovered. Like when I grew up, we only went to Providence for Dave and Buster's. Like that was the only
damn.
place I had
Rest
a
in peace, Dave and Buster's.
night. Yeah.
They're still there. Hold it down.
Are they
Are
really?
they really?
Yeah.
No, I thought it's level 99 now.
No, it's both. Dave and Buster's
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a
same
different
spot.
spot. Yeah.
Oh, I thought level 99
99
took over. Oh,
is
so
where
I
it's
take
like
back my
right
recipe.
before it.
Damn, I got to go to Dave and Buster's. It's been a while. Obviously, you
Monday.
grew up in Mass, so you're saying bar pizza is the go-to from
of
South
course.
Shore.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one you said? It was
Acai bowls.
That's
acai
Bowls, dog.
bowls. But that's not specific to Massachusetts. You're just saying that there happens to be right.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what's in the water of like the acai bowl shops in the Plymouth area. They're just superior to
I
everywhere
got that
else.
good acai.
I mean, South
know.
Shore, how close is that to Nantucket? Because they just had a cocaine problem in their water system. So I'm wondering if that's what makes the acai bowl so good.
We can't do this again. We got ripped in the comments for the last time we talked about anything to do with drugs on this podcast.
Did we really? This is
Yeah.
like a known thing. Nantucket had high
Yeah, I
traces
know.
of cocaine in their water.
Yeah.
And then as I looked into that, I found out that that's like a very common thing, that there's like cocaine. I was like, why is there just cocaine in the water, dude? Thank God I have a filter. Anyways,
Crazy.
maybe that's what makes your acai bowl so good.
That would make a lot of sense.
How about New Hampshire and Vermont?
I actually just took a trip to Vermont with my friends, and I went to the Vermont Country Deli. Have you guys? I don't know how much you guys have explored Vermont at all, but
No.
they're
The answer is
known
no,
to
none
have-
of it.
they're known to have the best mac and cheese. Like that's like a really like social media thing. Like I don't know if there's any like newspaper writings about it. Whatever. We went for the mac and cheese. The line was literally around the whole shop, like just for the mac and cheese. I wanted
This
to
is
hate
news
it.
to us. This is another hot take. We are finding out that Vermont has the best pizza and the best mac and cheese. Honestly, this is making sense though, because it's got the best
sharp
dairy.
cheddar, Vermont cheddar.
It's got the best dairy.
Yeah.
We should have
Yeah.
known.
Best cheese.
I wanted to hate it so bad because I was like, there's no way it's that good. Like everybody and their mother posts about it. It was that good. Like it was
Yeah.
actually very tasty. I
Let's
was
go.
like, okay, that was worth the wait. I was also starving though. Like I was like ravenous, and I always swear things taste like 10 times better when you're starving, obviously.
Absolutely.
So
That's why a
that's
pizza
the
slice
way-
at like 3 a.m. smacks.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. So we got to go to Vermont. We got to get some pizza. We got to get some mac and cheese.
Mac
Also,
and
hot
cheese.
take, the mac and cheese in the South, Miss Clemson. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. The mac and cheese in the South was like a big bummer for me. The barbecue,
Yeah.
like when you have barbecue, you need a good cornbread, you need a good mac and cheese. Cornbread was always dry. Mac and cheese was always just not enough flavor for me. But the barbecue
And
was
then
fire.
food is just kind of mid. Like I don't know. There's nothing that I really loved there other than the chain mellow mushroom. Do you guys know what mellow mushroom is?
No.
It's
I've heard
pizza.
of it. Yeah.
I really like buffalo chicken.
Mellow.
My
what is
vibe.
it?
Mellow mushroom.
Yeah, mellow mushroom. It's a
I would
pizza
not
shop.
look at a sign that says mellow mushroom and think, oh, that's pizza. I would think that that's like a dispensary.
Honestly, like the art and the aesthetic like kind of gives that vibe, low key. This was really good.
All right. I guess we're adding this to the list. Although you got to get pizza in Vermont if you haven't tried it yet, because we've been told multiple times on the pod.
Actually, that's so
RJ,
crazy.
you know
that
this one specifically.
Pizza Ida.
Pizza Ida.
Pizza Ida. Huh.
That's what it's called.
Write
It's a
that one
little spot
down.
in Vermont. If yeah. It's what did you eat today, sir? Michael. He's got it on his page. He swears by it. And
Oh,
he
that's
is
the
not
best.
one to shy away from put Vin in his place on his episode.
He is someone
Okay.
that will.
Vin's amateur
Cullen's still the
opinion
best
back
Chinese food. I'll say he's wrong.
then. That's not what the 100,000 comments said on that video.
Jordan did one.
Oh,
Jordan
my
did one of these in
I
case
saw
you
the
missed it. I don't
clip.
think she agrees.
I saw this clip of Kowloon. I only went once when I was a kid, but we drive by it all the time when we like go to visit my family. And it's literally my fiance. He's like, we need to stop. He's like, there is no way that place, it's like 2 p.m. There's like 50 cars. How is that place genuinely always packed? Like, it's just like a running joke of like, he's like, it has to be the best Chinese
It's
food
the
I've ever had.
vibes.
It's the vibes.
Yeah, according
It
to the
is
comments,
vibes.
the food is mid, but the vibes are what you go for.
You want the
Yes.
vibes to be high when you're getting Chinese food.
I listen. I was deep in those comments. I got a lot of opinions on that video.
All right, how about New
That's
Hampshire?
what it was.
You got mac and cheese in Vermont.
Yep.
Yeah, what's
Yep.
the 603 representing over there?
Not much. That's horrible.
That is that is fair.
Yep.
That is horrible. Again, maybe I just haven't spent that much time like diving into like really great places in New Hampshire. Like,
I feel like
what
there
would you
needs
say
to
that New
be
Hampshire's
like a
known
plates
for?
of New Hampshire. I think you need to
Mm.
do that. Maybe that's like a new venture for you.
Actually,
Hire an
wait,
underling.
I take it back only because I love Portsmouth. Portsmouth
Portsmouth
has
is great.
really great food, and that city is so cute. So I've done a little bit of exploring in Portsmouth, and they have some really like great like local restaurants. But I wouldn't be like, oh, you need to go to New Hampshire to get this one specific item.
Yeah. I feel like New Hampshire is the one state, like, when we talk about food, it's usually towards the bottom of, not saying like quality wise, but it
Southern
just
part.
doesn't have anything that
Oh,
stands out. Like
misunderstood.
Mass has a bunch of stuff. Rhode Island's known for Italian food. Connecticut's known for pizza. Maine's seafood. Vermont's like dairy stuff. But like there's nothing really for New Hampshire
Liquor
to brag
stores.
about.
Liquor
Oh.
stores. That's it.
That's-
Oh my
They
yeah, like
supply the
common man.
drinks. They
Yeah.
The
supply all the
common man.
drinks.
I tell you what, like, I mean, if I'm gonna put one restaurant on the map outside of Polly's Pancakes, which is absolutely fire,
Oh yeah.
the Common Man.
Guy loves the pancakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Common Man is fire.
Loon, right?
Yeah, it's right next to Loon Mountain. Common Man has a
Yep.
restaurant. They have a few different locations. The Common Man is very, very good, and they make a fire ass chicken pot pie.
I was
Let's
not
go.
expecting to say that. I
Yeah.
don't know what I was expecting you to say, but it
I'm
was
just-
not chicken pot pie.
Listen, I have like a 4'8" mom who is very, very Irish and French, who cooked strictly Italian growing up for some reason because of the
Thanks,
town that I
confirmed.
was raised. But
Can
I always
confirm.
grew up, I've got 2 older brothers, and I always grew up eating these like very heavy meals. So
Yep.
my body like often craves to feel very full and just like overeat with like hot, warm. Maybe that's why I like the lobster rolls, butter lobster rolls, the warm lobster rolls. But like a pot pie or a shepherd's
Yeah.
pie or anything like that, like, and the Common Man in New Hampshire, specifically the location I've gone to the most in Lincoln, was just like the best.
I was gonna say Black Mountain Burger is pretty good up there. too.
Black Mountain Burger is also fire. It's
I
not
always
better than
recommend
Oak Street.
No,
It's not better than Oak Street where we are
Yeah,
here
Oak
in Rhode
Street.
Island, but Oak Street will never be topped.
I know I'm gonna need like the
except for that one spot.
recommendations from you guys. I feel like I
Yeah.
haven't explored enough. Like I'm gonna
Well,
need
when
to-
you guys come down, bring the hubby and we'll fucking do some shit. We'll go to 99 up in Dave and Buster's.
I
There's
love the
no-
99. Guys, I feel like I grew up on chains. Like I feel like Massachusetts just has so many chain restaurants. Like this is like my staple here.
Did you feel like that way when you were at Clemson too? Like when you were
Yes.
get all yeah, that's
We should
I
call
think
it
that's
fast food row, like right where I
Yeah.
live. There was like
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Zaxby's, Cookout, just like
Yep.
all lined up. It was like a food court on a street.
Mhm. Yeah.
Honestly, though, I kind of like that. I mean, so that's the difficulty with, here's my gripe with Rhode Island. Rhode Island has like some delicious, delicious food spots, and they have like incredible chefs. There's really good cuisine. There is plenty of food to have. The problem that I think Rhode Island has is it's not like at least pertaining to how you have your page and what you do organized.
Yeah.
It's not centrally like located. So there are so many good restaurants, but they're like all over the state. And
Yeah.
the city itself, like the layout is kind of wonky unless you're at like Brown University or you're up in like the college campus areas. Like Thayer Street has got like a bunch of good restaurants on like one road, but Providence is kind of laid out in like a weird way where it's like you kind of have, it's not easily accessible to go to multiple restaurants or to try
Yeah.
a couple things like if you're staying here. But that's spoken like a true Rhode Islander. Who doesn't want to
That's
have to like Uber 5 minutes?
Yes. Yeah, I feel like when you are in Portland, especially if you're staying in the Portland Old Port area, you can just walk outside your hotel or wherever you're staying, and there's like at least 10 decent options for you to like go eat, which is amazing. And I feel like just so unheard of.
I think that's probably why Newport has taken the cake on being the most popular and most visited, because it has the aesthetic, it has the curb appeal of being on the ocean. But like even like Southern Rhode Island, like one of the most popular places to go is the Oh Miss Bar, and that place is just kind of there on the road. In comparison, there's like nothing else. It's just like Oh Miss, and it's like, all right, cool. But there's just like nothing. Whereas in like Newport, you get to walk around. There's restaurants everywhere. There's a lot going on. You don't get that experience really, in my opinion, in Providence. But maybe I haven't walked around this city enough. But I could be wrong.
I do have to say, my bachelorette party this summer is going to be in Newport, Rhode Island.
Wow.
So
okay.
What are the dates?
I got some love. It's going to be in June.
We're gonna have to bring you 3 All the Way. Have you had 3 All the Way yet? We're gonna crash the bachelorette party.
We're gonna crash it.
You guys can absolutely crash. You guys can give me some recommendations, though. I need to like follow your guys' guide.
Wally's Wieners. They're pretty popular over there. That's what I've been told. They're pretty good.
I've seen videos on that. I'm pretty sure. I've done some deep digging.
All right, let's get into our So New England segment. Now that I've dragged this episode out with so much of my own personal questions,
you know how we get about the food? It just takes its toll, and we start salivating.
Are you a sports girly or what, Jordan? Are you down with all the New England sports? I mean, you were into sports broadcasting, so I assume.
I do a little bit here and there. Like, I can rank the sports teams that I'm like most interested in. I saw the queue, not to like get ahead of myself.
Let's do it. No. Let's hear it.
To me, maybe I'm just like such like a vibes girl. Like, I rank it on, if I were to go to the game and sit down in person, where would I want to go? Like, what game do I want to go to? This one might surprise you because I just like grew up going to the games, but Celtics. I love Celtics.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Fenway.
Okay. I love Fenway. I love Fenway Franks. I love, again, the vibes, the food, just the atmosphere. Do I want to go there and specifically watch baseball? Not really. So
Not particularly.
Lower on
just
my list.
Jared Duran specifically.
Yeah. I feel like the Celtics, they're just so fast paced and they're constantly like something's always going on. And growing up, I just feel like my family would always like surprise us with Celtics tickets. I don't know why, but it was just like a really fun core memory. So I feel like I just love watching the Celtics.
We love a good core memory.
Yeah, I love a core memory. So I think Celtics, and then I've never been to a Patriots game, which is so depressing.
What?
We
are going to have to, we're going to change that for you this upcoming season. That's for damn sure.
I know. I've never been to a Patriots game.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of fun. I think I think that's why I enjoy going between the tailgating. If you do it right, you tailgate like an hour or two before, because anytime you tailgate, I feel like everybody else who's doing it, the people who don't walk in early, it's just like one big ass party. Everyone's cool with everyone, even like the fans that are from the opposite team that are there wearing the random jerseys. It's like, yeah, fuck you guys, but come have a hot dog or drink a beer, have a tip or something, and it's so much fun. And the walk-in's a vibe.
Yeah,
and it's a good time. Then the tailgate after, you gotta get there. We gotta get you there.
That's a goal of mine. I definitely want to get myself to a Patriots game because that's such a shame that I haven't already.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen for you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, all right. So then if we're going off the vibes are high at TD Garden for the Celtics. Vibes are high at Fenway Park for the Sox. Are the vibes high for the Bruins? Are you like a boy aquarium going to check it out? You watch the Netflix show or what? Is that a thing for you? Or?
Shit, because I don't have, what's it on? Like HBO?
Netflix.
I don't have No, it's not on Netflix because
It's on HBO, really? I thought it was on Netflix. Okay,
no,
well then,
if it was on Netflix, I would have watched it because I have Netflix. But no, I just like hear all my friends talk about it, and I feel like I'm really missing out on something. So no, I do like the Bruins, so I feel like Bruins games are really fun. To me, I would rather go to a sports game than a concert. I just feel like there's so much like higher vibes. You can see everything that's going on. That's just always been my way. So like I would love to go to a Bruins game. And you know what? You know what's underrated is the New England Revolution. The
yes. Oh wait, that's right. We do this. We do this now.
I love going to New England Revolution.
I do the whole thing. I'm like this.
You do the whole it's like giving crap. Yeah, no, I love the New England Revolution. Again, another core memory, but because those tickets were always cheaper than all the other sports games, my parents would buy like front row tickets to the New England Revolution. And I grew up playing soccer, like both my sister and I did. So going and like sitting front row, and I was at Gillette for that. So like that kind of counts a little bit. But to sit front row, I felt like that girl, like I'm front row at this game. Like I'm getting some popcorn. I just have like really fantastic memories there. And something that's really big in Maine recently is the Hearts of Pine. They just came out with a soccer team. So last
very
year,
cool.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's huge around here. Like it's almost impossible to get tickets for the season. I haven't even.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they come down and play Rhode Island at all in the FC, if it's just the same organization or division or whatever.
They might. I'm not sure, but they are like blowing up around here. And everyone who goes, like they have food trucks at the games. Like they kind of like set them all around. So there's like a bunch of different food trucks. Like they're sold out every game. And apparently the vibes are super high. So
we love good vibes.
Yeah.
That's what we're going off of. Well, speaking of core memories and vibes, how about like a nostalgic New England day for you? What does that look like? It seems like maybe a sporting events with the family.
Yeah.
Are you taking a little tour down Plymouth Rock and hearing the history, or
Of course. I don't know how well you guys know of Plymouth in general, but I would just have like a hardcore Plymouth day. Just because now that I live in Maine, I don't get them as often as I used to growing up. But I feel like I'm a huge beach person, like especially in Plymouth. Like something you can't really do in Maine is you can't drive on the beaches. Like, have you ever been to like Plymouth and, well, probably not. There's like Plymouth Long Beach and you can take your car out and drive all the way down like on the beach, and you literally park on the beach, like on the sand.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to understand this because I've only been to Plymouth once, and it was really just for like a field trip. And I'm pretty sure I got in trouble for something on the bus, and I had to stay on the bus. I don't even know if I actually saw the damn rock. But with that being said, you're trying to tell me that in Massachusetts, home of the worst drivers, they let people drive on the beach.
Yes.
How does that happen?
You just get a beach sticker and
Straight
then
to jail.
No.
A beach sticker? Come
Straight to
on.
jail.
Yes.
How many cars drive into the water? I just know that there's someone, I just know that there's people trying to walk on the beach, and there's someone tailgating, honking, not using their blanket, and they're just cutting people off on the beach, running over towels and sand castles and
You're walking in the fast lane. Move.
You can do that in Nantucket too, like on Nantucket.
Well, that makes sense. They've got cocaine in the water.
No, but I'm so serious. But so I would do like a beach day, and then I would go to a really like kind of well-known restaurant in Plymouth. It's called the Cabbie Shack. It's like seafood. They have live band. Grew up going there. They have like decent pizza. And then I would get some, what would I get? Probably like soft serve. No, it's closed now. The best ice cream shop in the whole entire world was called Peaceful Meadows in Plymouth. And granted, I get the same thing every time I go to any ice cream shop. It's so basic. I get chocolate ice cream, peanut butter sauce, whipped cream. I don't know what was in the ice cream, but it was
on a cone.
No, like in a cup. Or
in a cup.
Dish.
The
like
ice cream doesn't count in a cup. You have to have it in a cone, or it's not ice cream.
You be quiet. You be quiet right now. Ice cream
I'm sorry.
counts in all.
Yeah, I'm
aspects.
team cup too.
He
are
doesn't
you
even
kidding
know.
me? This is
you want to know
4
why?
against
Because he
1?
can't eat the fucking cup. That's why that man eats ice cream like a dog.
I'm telling you right now.
1, 2, gone.
Ice cream is meant to be eaten out of a cone. It's not meant to be eaten out of a cup.
This guy's
I'm
an
saying
ice
this
cream
right now,
fanatic.
and I stand on business. I stand on 3 scoops strong with a little bit of peanut brittle on top.
Peanut brittle?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, peanut brittle.
Yeah, peanut brittle. You're a child.
Rainbow Jimmies with a little bit of peanuts. Never had that before?
What's like the ice cream flavors though that you're having? Like what's your order?
Okay. I get that. Here's the thing. I find
Here we go.
the nice funky mom and pop shops have been around for a while. Now, shout out Clementine's here, or it's going to be Clemmy's now in Rhode Island. They've got an incredible homemade ice cream. They got this oatmeal cookie. It's like I could inject that shit in my veins. But if I'm going to get down and dirty with some ice cream, I'm going to get a soft serve, and they get flavor swirls. vanilla, and you get a flavor swirl. I get mine with like maybe like a little butterscotch, something a little sweet, a little tangy, or I'll go real gross. I'll go back to the dentist and I'll get a little bubble gum or watermelon. I get nasty with it.
Bubblegum ice cream. People didn't believe that was a thing.
Oh yeah,
100%.
And then you roll it in the peanut brittle, which is just like little peanut chips and rainbow jimmies.
Okay, that's
and then
insane.
you just take. And you know what's crazy is when you go to like these small places, it's still like inexpensive. It's like $6 cash. There's some cute old lady that like, you know, for like a kiss on the lips, she'll do it for $4.50, and she'll give you this cone, one napkin, and the thing is towering. It's like this big. And you got to sit there for 30 minutes trying to eat that thing. It's just all over you. That right there, that is how ice cream is meant. If it doesn't feel like it's clogging your arteries, you're not eating ice cream correctly.
Okay.
And that's my long-winded explanation.
Yeah. Notice the attitude and tone in her voice. She's not with that. Nobody's with that. You're afraid.
If you're going to eat it out of a cup, just go and get Ben and Jerry's from the freezer.
Nope.
Okay?
No, you're out of your mind. You're crazy.
Go get some Friendlies out of a freezer.
I wish I could see Vin's face right now because I know he's silently judging you.
Wait,
no,
Friendlies.
he's not. He's in the room with me. He knows better.
I miss Friendlies so much.
I know.
Friendlies
There's not
was
a
a
lot
move.
left.
I know.
Not a lot left.
I know there's not a lot. I think there's still one in my hometown, but I would get the Hunka Chunka PB fudge with extra peanut butter sauce and whipped cream. I'm a really like big like peanut butter girl. I feel like thank you,
Blouses.
RJ.
That's why you might like the peanut brittle. It's kind of fire if you like peanuts.
I probably
but not
would.
with butterscotch and bubble gum, you sicko.
That's a crazy.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
crazy take.
But if you have to have it with a wafer cone, if you don't have the wafer, because the best part of a soft serve ice cream is when you get down to the very bottom and you just chew into the wafer cone and it's like 50% wafer, 50% ice cream. It's like,
see, there's no denying
is
that.
cracked.
There's no denying that.
I agree.
The wafer cone, you're 100% right. I have to get a cup though, because I'll lose half my money because I eat ice cream so slow. It'll just be
I don't know what to tell you.
over my hand.
If you get a cup, you're a quitter. I'm just gonna say that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to judge, but you're a quitter.
RJ, what's your ice cream order? Your ice cream order says a lot about a person.
Yeah. So there's this place over here in Mystic called Drawbridge something, and they have like a mocha something with different kind of peanuts in it. And I think it's like a mocha java. It's got a little bit of coffee, and I don't know the exact name, but it's mocha coffee with pecans and almonds, cashews, something like that. And it's to die for. It is so good. It's got a little hint of peanut butter, and the place is always busy. They have so many flavors, but that is the one spot, because I'm not a huge ice cream guy. I don't love Dairy Queen. Like Ian will, if you cut Ian, he will bleed Dairy Queen and
Dairy
ice cream.
I do love a good soft serve
But
Dairy Queen.
I've always been
this is quite funny.
Chocolate and peanut butter is my go-to. Peanut butter sauce. Always. I'm not, if I'm going to get vanilla, I'm just going to stay home because that's boring. Chocolate all day, peanut butter, 100%. I'm so down with that. 100%.
Me and RJ just became best friends. Sorry.
Yes. If I'm going to eat ice cream, it's going to be that. But I'm down for like bubblegum though, because my favorite little Chinese buffet down the street does have bubblegum in there.
That's iconic. That's really cool.
That's why I
go
go there.
in there. What? Oh, you didn't finish
in
that
their
thought.
coconut
Bubblegum
shrimp. What do you think? They mix their flavors like you do, you weirdo. You'd love it. All right,
but they have soft serve ice cream at your
they have that.
buffet?
They have that little cooler with the big tubs of it that you go and scoop yourself. And yeah, the old fashioned little swirly cup things.
Jordan, I hate to do this with him, but I'm just, the back and forth. I can't believe that I just found this out, that he's got bubblegum ice cream. He's never invited me to his Chinese buffet. That is so offensive. I don't know how close you are with your friends, but hopefully your friends would never do something like that to you, like he just did to me.
I just know it's a day trip for you to drive 25 minutes to my house.
Okay, that's enough out of you. Your day sounds so nostalgic, and I love that for you.
Jordan, your day sounds fucking amazing. I love it.
How about if you could assign a plate to each state? I'm not going to make you rank the states. I'm going to have you what plate would you give to each state?
Okay, like what, like dish, essentially?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just using the word plates because it's in your name.
Oh, duh. Okay. So I would say Connecticut. And again, haven't dove into Connecticut much, but pizza. I feel like everybody goes crazy over, especially like in Mystic, Connecticut, over their pizza. I've wanted to do a pizza tour there. Obviously haven't done it yet. So I'll do pizza for Connecticut. Vermont. I'm going to do maple syrup. I went to a maple farm or where they like tap maple. It was really cute. I went this past weekend and there's like a cute little like family and they were talking about like the whole process and system and it was fantastic. So I'll do maple syrup for Vermont. And then Massachusetts. This is tough because again, you can kind of like cut Massachusetts in half because North Shore is known for roast beef.
Right.
And then South Shore is bar pizza. So I feel like you can kind of cut them in half. I'll do that. Rhode Island. I struggle with Rhode Island. I know. I'm so sorry. You guys are like literally based in Rhode Island. Like this is really
Italian food is probably going to be the safest bet for you
Is
here.
it really?
Calamari.
We do have a delicious calamari.
Yeah, calamari is a big thing here. But yeah, the Italian food
or a
is
stuffy.
well. I think the guys will attest to this. The Italian food has always had the notion to be superior, but I think people are getting a little too big with that their heads, and some of the restaurants our quality has gone down because of that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
take.
there are some decent.
That was a hot take, and I don't know if I can attest to that. This is the first time I've heard that you feel that way. Do you feel that way, Vin?
Ian's favorite.
I mean, if we're talking about Sienna, is that Ian's favorite restaurant? I don't know. I haven't been there in a while.
You guys think the Italian food is
fine.
not?
My favorite restaurant is actually Cheesecake Factory. So
yeah, I was going to say Ian's favorite restaurant is Cheesecake
Italian.
Factory. Where are we going with all these hot takes?
That's amazing. I love the Cheesecake Factory, honestly.
that's the best.
They just added 3 pages, I heard, to the menu.
Shut the front door.
It's 110 pages now.
Damn. Okay, so a dish for Rhode Island.
I'll just do. I feel like I had oysters when I was there, so I'll do oysters because I'm thinking Newport. I got Newport
We
on
have very
the
good
break.
oysters here.
What am I missing? New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yeah.
I feel like pub food. Like I don't know why. Like I'm thinking of like a brewery and like loaded fries or something. Like something like really. I feel like I've been to a lot of different like pubs in New Hampshire specifically.
There is a lot of pubs in New Hampshire, specifically because that's the densest population of Irish people in the United States of America are in New Hampshire.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fun fact. There you go. That's why there's pubs everywhere.
Huh. Fun fact.
So what I would like to ask you next is what are like 2 to 3, now this wasn't a question that I had written out here, so take your time.
Okay.
What are like 2 to 3 things about Maine that would be like a tell that someone is from Maine?
They drive a Subaru.
That's not Vermont. It's in Maine too? Dang it, I thought that was just a Vermont thing.
Subarus are all over Maine. They drive a Subaru. They wear bean boots and have numerous boat and totes. I think since I've been here, I have at least 5 to 6 boat and totes. And that's also, I did work at Ella Bean, but I do feel like it really is all over Portland. You can see someone carrying a boat and tote or bean boots. Those are like 2 really big ones, like off the cusp. Or this might sound very Vermontish, but they wear flannels out to dinner.
Is that not a thing? Should you not be wearing flannels out to dinner? I wear flannels to dinner all the time.
No, but I
Are
feel
we
like,
not, Jordan? You got to tell us, because if we're not keeping up with the styles here, we should know, because we wear a lot of flannels around here.
I wear flannels all the time. There's nothing wrong with flannels. I just feel like I see a huge surge in flannels. Where if I were to like go in Boston, I see a lot of girls in leather jackets in like the Boston uniform. But I feel like the Maine uniform is way more casual than a Boston uniform.
Gotcha.
That might just be a girl thing. I don't know, but that's just something that I've always witnessed.
That's okay. We're one of the girls. You can
you
gossip
guys
with us.
One of the girly pops.
Okay, and then when it comes to Maine as a whole, is there anything that you think is overrated or anything that you think is underrated?
Something. Oh, you know what I think is a little overrated? This might be a little controversial, but do you guys know what a red snapper is?
The fish.
No, like the red snapper hot dog.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've never had one though.
Yeah, they're just like hot dogs. Like I don't know why they're like such a Maine staple. And again, I might get hate for this because I'm not from Maine, so I don't like totally get it. But I feel like those are a little overrated. And then something that's underrated? That's a good question. I feel like the bakery scene. But I feel like some
Ooh,
people
okay.
do touch on it because I touch on bakeries. I also just, love a sweet treat. And for me, it's really
Love a
easy
sweet
for
treat.
me to go in to a bakery or a cafe and film and go there like solo. I've been working on trying to like dine out solo and like get content if I don't have anyone around. Because now that I do this full time, I have a lot more like spare time to film and like go adventure. But obviously, like my friends and fiance, they don't just like have the spare time that I do in my days. So I always like to go to like bakeries and cafes. So
I love that. Bakeries in Maine. I feel like that kind of makes sense though, because the French influence that comes down from Quebec in Canada a little bit. No? Maybe.
that was going to be on your sheet. You said, what is one city that you would like add to New England?
Yes.
And Quebec City.
Yes. Beautiful. I love that. That was going to be my next question. So bam.
Yeah.
Geographically, it does.
We could just
so
adopt
easy.
them, just like kind of loop them in
Just
and bring
move
them
the
down.
border a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Quebec City is like one of my favorite places on earth.
Super cute, right? I've never been. I did like a travel ad for them before, but I never went.
What? Oh my
I know.
gosh.
That's what I told them. I was like, "Can you guys like bring me out there?" They're like, "Oh, it's not in our budget." I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll CGI this whole thing," and I just used footage from like footage that they provided me.
That's
of the
crazy.
city. But it
Oh my
looks
gosh.
amazing.
It's honestly like it feels like you're in Europe, but you can drive there. It's so amazing. I also feel like they have like a really like cute, quaint cobblestone. They have a lot of like great views of the water. They also have a fantastic food scene. I feel like I've had incredible meals there. There's this one restaurant that I can't even really pronounce because it's in French, which is horrible of me, but it almost feels like you're walking into somebody's apartment. Like you can't make the reservation online, you have to call, and they only have 2 times available. You can either go in at 6 or 8, I believe. And you call and you make the reservation over the phone, and then you show up and the like whole place looks like it's like boarded, and there's just like a ketchup bottle painted. It's called like La Affaire Este Ketchup. So there's a big ketchup like bottle right when you walk. And then when you walk in, it feels like you're sitting in someone's apartment and they're making you like a home cooked meal. It is so cool.
Oh, that's
sick.
awesome. I got to try that
so
out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to Quebec City, boys.
I'm down.
It goes wee. I love that. All right, Jordan, where can everybody find you online?
You guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook under Plates of Portland, Maine.
Amazing. And anything new and exciting people should be on the lookout for?
No, I'm just expanding my business. And so with all this free time as well, I'm also going to be expanding the hopefully amount and quality of videos that I'm producing on Plates of Portland. So hopefully I'll be diving into that more and really just like experimenting with different video types. So that is always really fun to me.
Awesome, Jordan.
yeah.
Thank you so much for your time tonight and putting up with the shenanigans of the boys over here. We really do appreciate it. And I look forward to getting up to Maine and trying out some of the recommendations you have. And when you come down to Little Rhode for your bachelorette, we'll make sure that we get you 3 all the way from Oneyville.
Absolutely. I'm so pumped for it.
Awesome. Alrighty, folks, that's going to conclude episode 80. Let's call this the Maine 80 episode because we were very dense on the Maine conversation, which was great for the episode, I think, because we haven't delved into it enough. But please try and remember, folks, life's better in New England.
In New England.
Did you do that on purpose? That was like so delayed. All right, we love yous. Bye. Kisses.